if we give respect, we receive that which we give. But there are two things that are important in this. First is, what does giving respect mean? And another thing is, which soul has the capacity to give respect? Right? So, Baba has given us the formula that the one who is full of self-respect can give respect. Yes, because when we talk about self-worth, every soul has every soul, if you ask yourself, each one has to ask yourself, what is your self-worth? Or on a scale of 1 to 10, how worthy do you think you are? And in the world, we are trained to calculate our self-worth based on what we have and what we do. And depending on our part in the drama, what we have and what we do may not have a big price tag. Yes, and then because we are made to think that our self-worth or our value is determined by a cumulative total of the price tags attached to what we have and what we do. So when we calculate it in that way, then of course nobody has 100% self-worth. And we all feel less than, right? So there is always this feeling that I'm not good enough, or I don't have enough, or I'm not worthy enough. This kind of a lack of self-worth is seen generally. But Baba says that who you are or your self-worth is not determined by what you have and what you do. It is determined by the fact that you are worthy because you are. So Baba says every soul is worthy, and every soul is knowledgeful, pure, powerful, loveful, peaceful, blissful, and joyful. And this is the worth of the soul. And the more we seat ourselves on, in a seat of soul consciousness, and we start coming back to our spiritual stage of being full of knowledge, purity, peace, love, the more our self-worth grows. So Baba says, when you come into relationship with me in this Sangam Yuga, in this confluence age, then I restore you to your self-worth, because you start realizing and recognizing that you're very worthy. So that is our self-worth. So we matter because we are, and what we do and what we have is just a reflection of who we are. But that's not what defines who we are. It is all inside out. But this little thing it takes time to, inculcate, because we have been living in a world where external factors have defined our self-worth, and we have no self-respect. We just have ego. And when we identify ourselves based on what we have and what we do, that is called ego. And that ego is something we are taught to feed, and that ego is something that fuels us. That ego is something that drives us. That ego is something which replaces self-respect or acts as a bad substitute for self-respect. And we have been thriving on ego for 63 births because there was absolutely no self-respect. So because of that, now changing from an ego-based self-realization, ego-based identification of the self, to a place where you really realize who you are and feel worthy that, I am a soul and I am the child of God and I come from the soul world and I am full of virtues and powers, and whatever I do and whatever I have is just a reflection of how worthy I am within. And Baba says that coming to that realization fills you with self-respect. And when you are in self-respect, then you give respect. Now, what is the meaning of giving respect? So, does offering a seat mean you're respecting somebody? Or, when the boss calls, sometimes he will make the employees sit and shout at them badly. And so, offering a seat is definitely not a sign of self respect or of respect. And if you say namaste or hello, or that's not what respect means. And if you say, if you just use good words to address somebody, that's not respect. Respecting someone means that you see that they are worthy in your inner space, you perceive them as very worthy, and when you see them as a valuable soul, they also feel the zeal and enthusiasm, and they have they have self-belief, and they also want to progress. You also give them the energy to do better by seeing the worth in them. So when you see yourself as a soul, the law says we perceive as we are. So when I see myself as a worthy soul, I also see everyone I meet as a worthy soul. And although you know that the person you're meeting may not have any self-respect at that time, because they might be considering themselves a failure, or they might be bogged down with many thoughts like I'm not good enough, because they are trying to derive their self-respect in this ego-based world. But when they come to you, you can see that they are worthy. Every soul is Baba's child, and every soul, Baba has hope and faith in every soul, and Baba has great love for who they are, and you also have the same love, that same regard for who they are as Baba's child. And then you start, giving them that hope and faith that you are worthy, and this kind of uplifts their spirit, and they also start having the courage to do better, because that's what giving respect means. And I remember, there's this one Kumar, and so when he came, he used to tell me that I am a very, I am working hard, I'm preparing, and I want to crack the civil services, and I am making effort for it. But he said, I have some problems within me, and I want to share that. So I said, okay, share it. So he said that I don't know how to speak the right thing at the right time, and I usually end up speaking the wrong thing at the right at the right place and right time, and I usually mess up my relationships, or even my mother or my sister-in-law, my bhabhi, they keep telling me that you have a very bad mouth and you don't speak properly, and you don't have respect for anybody, you intervene in the wrong places. So he said that I don't know, but I feel like I can never be an officer, or I can never do well, because I have these shortcomings and I don't have the sense and sensibility of how to change it. So then I started telling him that these things are not big things, as soon as you develop the power to discern and decide, you will have these things. But the thing is, you start where you start. And I started telling him that you are a soul and you are God's child and you have the capacity to discern and decide, because Baba says that every soul is full of virtues and powers, and it is not that if you have not experienced that capacity until now, it's not that it's not there, it's just latent, it's hidden. And once you start meditating, once you start practicing soul consciousness, you will be very self-aware and you will be able to have a filter between, how you think, what you speak, and how you conduct yourself, and you will be able to choose at different points, and you will not be out of control with your words. So then, as when he started practicing, he started realizing that all the virtues, all the powers are there in him, but it's just that it takes some time to for someone to discover who they are, because in this ego-based world we have come very far away from who we really are, how powerful, how virtuous, and how noble, how capable we are. So Baba says that igniting this ray of hope and faith in everybody, that you are a worthy soul, and having that, filling them with this zeal and enthusiasm that I can come back to being myself. And I'll tell you about another brother, and he had come some days back, and he said that I'm an only child, and when I was 18, then I because there was enough wealth in the house, and we had no problems, and I was the only child. So I started getting very close to my friends when I was 18, and I moved to a different state, and there we started a business. And he said that although apparently it was a business, but if I really tell you, it was just an excuse to entertain ourselves and have a very, what do you say, a very extravagant life. So I did that for around 7 years, and he said all I did was drink and eat and be merry, and just splendor money and just waste money, and I did that. But he said that after then COVID came, and during COVID the business shut down. I came home, and when I came home I realized that I had lost everything I had. And I'm not talking about the money or something, but I had lost who I was, because for 18 years I had grown up in a small town, and I was a very sensible boy. But okay, I made the wrong decisions. I went with friends. I made my life all about making merry. But I was not this person, and in 7 years I had lost all faith in myself. And he said that when I came back, I really felt like I should commit suicide or something. But somehow I survived COVID. And then he said that, is it ever possible to get back to who you are? And is it ever possible to again love yourself and have the faith that you're a good person? And he said, are you getting me? What am I trying to say? That is it possible to go back to it? So I said, yes, that's the most beautiful thing. There are two things you can always go back to: who you are and Baba. So you can always go back to your father, Shiv Baba, and you can always go back to who you are. And then he said, this gives me a lot of strength, because I feel like I don't have anything right now. I don't have courage, I don't have faith, I don't have anything right now. And this is what Baba is talking about. When we start looking for validation and looking for our identity in the old world, then more often than not, this search for identity leads to increasing identity crisis, because running after people, places, things, all you do is you start losing yourself, your virtues, your powers, your purity. And when you keep doing that, there comes a point when you lose faith in yourself. And then Baba says, when such a soul meets you, then you restore them to that faith that you're still noble, worthy, and you're still capable of a lot. And Baba says, when you do this, that's a sign of respect. And don't judge them, don't label them according to who they've become. But just like you have faith that I'm not what I had become, we had also become something, but we were not that. And Baba made us realize that you are divine, you're pure, and you're very worthy. Similarly, when you hold on to that, you're able to give the other soul also that faith that I'm worthy and valuable, and there is a lot I can do, and they have faith in themselves. And Baba says that is a sign of respect. And when you do that, then you earn the respect of that soul. And Baba says, then you become respect worthy, and slowly, gradually, you become worship worthy also. So Baba says, this is something that we have to do in this Sangam Yoga. And then today, Baba is also talking about having faith. And so first thing that we have to understand is this Raj Yoga, why Baba has come from the soul world and why Baba is teaching us Raj Yoga is because Baba wants to create a pure world. And Baba says Raj Yoga means you are having yoga with the ocean of purity in order to become pure and create a pure world. That is your aim of Raj Yoga. So, are you in sync with the aim or not? That is something you have to check. Because you see that people say in the world, people practice various forms of yoga, and some people will say that I am doing yoga for health. Some people will say that, these days people say we are chanting so that we can attract more wealth, or we are doing something to attract more wealth or correct the relationships around us. But Baba says, I have never told you that I am, the yoga that I am teaching you is for attracting more wealth and good relationships or health in this world, because Baba says this is an old world, and even if you get something in this old world, it is only going to be temporary, because in this old world you cannot have permanent health, permanent good relationships, and permanent massive wealth. That's not happening. This old world is a very is in a very degraded state, and in this state there cannot be stability in health, wealth, or any kind of other stuff. So Baba says, I have promised that you will have enough to survive, so enough to go through Sangam Yoga, but I have the purpose why you are learning this Raj Yoga, the purpose why you've come to me, why you're getting up in the morning and meditating, why you're listening to the Murli, and why you're being a Karm Yogi, or why you are practicing to be pure, or why you're doing Seva, is to be pure and create a pure world. And Baba says, are you aligned with this purpose? Because that's very important. I have seen that there are children who come to Baba, attend the Murli, and get up in the morning also, do yoga also, and they keep doing it for 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, and then suddenly you don't see them in the class anymore. And when you ask them, when that thing happens, only then you figure out and that this person had never understood the purpose, right? Because the purpose is to be pure, and you cannot, if you are practicing Raj Yoga with any other purpose, then what happens is that purpose cannot be fulfilled through Raj Yoga. If it's there in the drama, it happens. But it's not like if you're praying for a new job, or you're praying for some property dispute to get settled, and then it gets settled, so you think it's Baba doing it. No, that was there in the drama, it happened. But it's not like that happens because of Raj Yoga, and the next time something doesn't happen, you get worried about it. Or you start saying that, I have been asking Baba for 10 years to do this and Baba is not doing it. Because Baba never said that that's my purpose. So it's very important to be aligned with this purpose, that Baba has come to make us pure. And Baba says you are having yoga with the ocean of purity, and when you have yoga with the ocean of purity, become pure, then you will go to a pure world, and in that pure world you will have everything. You will have peace, happiness, prosperity, health, wealth, relationships, everything. But Baba says this one lifetime, this one birth, you have to surrender to this purpose. And Baba says, in this path, there is a continuous battle with Maya. And because Maya will tell you that what is the purpose of life if there is no lust? What is the purpose of God if He is not fulfilling your desires? What is the purpose of relationships if they are not giving you emotional satisfaction? Just leave them and go. So Maya will always tell you the opposite. But Baba says you have to keep telling yourself, and you have to have this faith that, I have to win over these voices of the vices which keep telling you these things, that sometimes Maya will continuously tell you that you came to God and this is supposedly God, and then just one thing you are asking, just one property dispute to settle, and that's not happening. So what is the use of God? Why is He called Almighty if He cannot settle one property dispute for you? So, and I will tell you one thing, even if He settles that one thing for us, let's say, you will have another one, that is endless. We children are so ungrateful that we have received so much from Baba, and still we say that, Baba didn't do this for me. So even if Baba did another one thing, it wouldn't matter, because there is the sanskar of ungratefulness. There is no gratitude. And I have seen this sanskar of being ungrateful is a very big one. And Baba says that this is why I'm not here to feed your greed or your ego, or why was I insulted if Baba is there, or why did Baba not stand up for me, or why did this scene of defamation come. Baba says, I'm not here to give you the satisfaction of physical pleasure, or I'm not here to feed your greed, or I'm not here to give you relationships that give you emotional sustenance all the time. I'm not here to feed your ego. I'm here to make you overcome these vices. I'm here to take you to that world where you will have no lust, no anger, no ego, no attachment, no greed. And you have to have this, you have to win over these voices of Ravan, which will always, in the Ramayana, it is shown that why did Sita cross the line? Because Ravan said that it is wrong on your part to not cross the line and come and give bhiksha, right? So Ravan called out to her morality. And you see that Ravan does this. Ravan will always say, your child was having fever and Baba didn't treat that child, and this thing happened and that thing happened and somebody died and then Baba didn't do anything about it. So where is Baba? What Baba are you following? So this is what Ravan does to us. And we have been hearing this story for so many years that Ravan will always take a voice of morality and say that if Baba is there, then why is this not happening and that not happening? But Baba says that I'm not here to feed your vices. I'm here to make you understand that this world is an old world and we need to hurry out of this old world and go to the new world. And for that, you have to have yoga with me. You have to follow my Srimad, become pure, create that world and go there. And this one lifetime is just for that. And don't fall into the trap of these voices of Ravan. And this is the war that we have. This is the war that goes on. And the second thing is the voice of Baba, which keeps telling us what to do. And when we keep following Srimad and when we keep winning over the voice of Ravan, then we go to that world. And Baba says that you must have faith that I have come and I am going to take you to the new world. So, do you have faith? Everybody will say that I have faith that God, the Supreme Soul, has come, and then Baba is taking me to the new world. But Baba gives today very good, Baba's Murli is lovely and wonderful. And Baba says there are two signs of children who have faith. They will never make excuses. They will never make excuses for anything. And if you have faith that Baba has come and this is about claiming my inheritance of heaven, then you will not make excuse that I can't get up in the morning because of this and because of that. Because if a child says, I understand the importance of study, but I don't study because of this reason, that means that he is bluffing. So Baba says, whenever a child makes excuses for following Srimad, whether it is for Murli, whether it is for, see, my Baba is talking, God is giving me supreme directions. So what makes me not listen to those directions? What makes me not practice purity in this Sangam Yoga? What makes you still eat outside and eat food, which is cooked by souls who are in body consciousness? What makes you do that? So Baba says, all these excuses that, I can't do this because of this, or I can't do that because of that, is because there is lack of faith that this is God and whatever He is telling me is going to lead me to go to heaven and have my godfatherly birthright. So this is the sign that anybody who makes excuses has lack of faith. And the second thing Baba says, if you have faith that this is Baba and following Baba's Shrimad is about claiming my inheritance, then the sign of it is you will do seva. And I will tell you, there was this Mata, and she came to Gyan and she took the course online, and sometimes she used to come to the center, and when she used to eat Baba's bhog, she used to cry and her tears would come out of her eyes, and whenever she talked about Baba, you see her face, and the face used to be so full of love. And sometimes, when I saw her, I thought maybe she has more faith than me also. But no seva. She would not do any seva. No seva of the body, no seva of wealth. Not even one penny she would give to Baba. And she was working and everything. And then, there was, and when I asked her, do you practice purity? She would say, I want to, but my husband and this and that, and there was always excuses. So you see that sometimes, apparently it looks like, and I'm really telling you this from my experience, that sometimes when you look at someone and they behave so emotionally, and it looks like, this soul has so much faith that maybe I also don't have. But crying, welling up tears in your eyes, or being emotional, that's not a sign of faith. Sign of faith is when you do what Baba asks you to do, and when you know that this is Baba and this Baba is teaching me and directing me, and that those directions are making me eligible to claim my inheritance, then when Baba says that you have to do seva, you do seva. So Baba says these are two, because you see, people will say I do mansa seva, but who knows? Can you check that? No. So but when you do physical seva, or when you do seva through wealth, then that's a sign that yes, you have faith that this is God and I am claiming my inheritance. And when you don't make excuses, that's a sign. When you follow Baba's Shrimad, and Baba says this faith is the only important thing. And I have seen many children who apparently listen to Murli and get up in the morning for several years, but they don't feel any improvement because there is no faith, and they are not doing what they need to do. Why? Because constantly making excuses, no seva, no dharana in life. Why? Because there is no faith actually, and just based on desire, just like in bhakti people get up, and in bhakti people read the scripture, they also keep doing that like they did in bhakti. But Baba says if you really have faith, then in that faith you have complete obedience to Baba's Shrimad, you practice purity to the hilt, you don't leave out any stone unturned, and you do everything that Baba says, and you surrender your body, mind and wealth in seva. And Baba says these are the signs of children who have faith. Okay, Om Shanti.